Good evening, everybody. This is Angie Oldenburg starting us off this evening. I guess finishing off the evening for me. Okay, I'm going to see if anybody's with me. Let me know if you're here. I got my phone to see if I can see some comments, if anybody's... Alright, looks like I'm live. So, okay, I'm just going to go for it. I was going to try to have my phone up so that I could read comments, but that's not going to work, so apologize. I gotta move that out of the way. Okay, so here we go. So I'm sorry that for the folks in the UK that I'm doing this so late, but I had to work today, so hopefully you're watching it on replay. This is the card we are going to make tonight using the Fright Night Bundle. And so here is the stamp set. Has some fun Halloween greetings in it, and the outline of the all kinds of spooky creatures, and then just this pattern background. I'm going to show you a sample of another card I did with that, and then the dies that are also in the bundle comes with the three cobwebs, the little spider. I almost wish they would have added more than one spider to this one. Sometimes they'll do that. It would have been easier to cut out multiples. Got the little hole for the tags, and we are going to use both of these tags to layer on top of the card, and then the banner. So, and those of you that saw my tip earlier today, this is the banner that I used for that. To shape a photopolymer stamp into that shape. So go back and watch that if you have not seen it. So let me move this out of the way and we'll get started. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the lighting here. I didn't turn my circle light on because it seems like sometimes that's too bright. So let me know what you think about the lighting. It looks okay on my screens. So, okay. First step, this is a pretty straightforward card, so it won't take long. I'm going to leave this up in the corner. We are using basic gray as the card base. Standard. First thing we're going to do is put a little scrap paper underneath, because we're going to be doing some stamping off the edges. And then I've just got, this is a little, I don't really know what the little specks are. There's little scratches, like crosses and little dots in there to make a little pattern. So I just did that on the back of the background. So that's B. And you always want to go off of the paper and turn your stamp every so often so that it looks more random. You can certainly kind of do circles as we go. And I don't need to cover up the whole thing because I am going to put the tag in front of it, but it's kind of fun to... This would be good snowflakes too, if you wanted to use it as just any kind of, or any texturing for background. So that's all we're going to do with that little guy. We'll move that aside, and then we're going to do our focal point. So I'm going to move the, actually no, we're not going to move the black. So I've got just a scrap piece of paper of basic white, and then we're going to grab this stamp here, and with these bigger stamps you could go onto the pad, but honestly especially with the black, I like to go like this because I can see then if I'm getting it all covered, and I'm not as apt to get it along the edges either. And you can kind of do the little smudgy thing and then just make sure you get rid of those little streaks from the ink pad linen. So cover that up so I don't get it all messy. And then we just stamp right down. Now, what I thought of after I made this sample that would be cute also is if you would stamp this in Versamark and emboss it in black. That would look adorable too, and you'd have a little bit of that shine from the embossing powder. So if I were going to make any more of these, I probably would do that, but I didn't want to switch it up too late in the game here and then not be prepared. So thought of it too late. So I magically already cut one out that we're going to color. So here's where it gets fun. Let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you're watching on replay. Be awesome to see that. Alright, so I'm going to move the black out of the way, and then I'm going to get my other ink pads lined up here. I've got pumpkin pie and lemon lime twist and gorgeous grape, which apparently my lemon lime twist label just came off. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. Hold on. I get that all over the place. Open it. Gorgeous grape. Okay. So then we're just going to take sponges. And I started, I think, with the middle, just because I kind of wanted to break it up into thirds when I was doing this. So rub really lightly with our blender brushes. You pick up some ink. I always tell people to start on a piece of scratch paper so you kind of know how light or heavy you can be without getting those little marks from that look like a brush. So I tell people to practice a little bit before they go over their project. And so then I just went over the middle section, and you can build color. So I would say go light first, and you can always add more. A little bit harder to take it away if it gets too heavy-handed. So that looks good. And then I'm going to grab, let's see, I think it was this one. I need to get some new blender brushes, to be honest, because these are getting pretty stained. I'm going to get my pumpkin pie. And again, I'm going to see, now that ink pad is really wet, so I really want to make sure that I'm really light on my touch of when I get onto my project here, because I don't want those streaks, or as few of those streaks as possible. And I'm going to apologize if my phone goes off. I think I put everything I could on silent, but we are leaving on vacation tomorrow, so I've got people texting me, and I've got people messaging me, and I've got our dog sitter just sent me a picture of our dog that he's getting settled in, so I apologize if you hear any interruptions. Alright, then gorgeous grape on the top half here. Again, I always like to start lighter, and then you can always grab more color if you want to grab more color. And you can blend the colors together too, obviously. Okay. I'm going to close these up, get them out of the way. Even though this is a cute card, it does not take very long. The blending is probably the most, and then the die cutting. So here's the other layer of this. I cut it out in basic black, and so we're just going to layer that on top. Grab some glue here. Oop, it's getting a little goopy. Hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my arm's in the way. All the glue catastrophe here. Just getting stuck on my fingers. Let me get it out of. in the garbage. There's another reason that the glue is there too. We're going to make a little bit of a mess. And then layer it right on top. Nice part about glue, you can move things around a little bit and get it tacked down. Okay, I'm going to try to get some of the glue off my fingers. Hold on a second. Goodness. Alright, so next thing we're going to do, we're just going to pop this up on some dimensionals. And it wasn't as straight as I would like it to be. And when I'm doing this dark of a card, I like to use our black dimensionals. Sometimes I kind of forget about them, but they'll definitely not be obvious behind a darker piece of paper, so it's nice to use those. And I'm gonna get the card front back over here. So here's our card front. And then the other thing I did this ahead of time because doing this all on the screen is a little bit tedious, punching stuff out. So I did 4 of the cobwebs and then 1 of the spider. And rearrange my desk here a little bit, sorry. And then I think you can see over here, there have been a few of us that have done this messiness before. And this is messy because of my other project I was working on. But I'm just going to kind of glob some glue on here. And we're going to use that to glue up our spider web. Now, certainly you could use adhesive sheets when you run it through the die, the cut and emboss, and that would have been an excellent idea if I would have thought about it, but I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, so didn't happen. Yeah, it's been a little bit chaotic around here trying to get ready for vacation and all of this, so alright, so all I did was we're going to frame the focal point here with these little guys and just kind of tack them down. This one down, put in a little more glue. Don't have to have a lot, that's probably actually more than you need. Just going to twist it around. And gonna look like they're aiming at each other, coming out from underneath that focal point. So we're going to hang on to these for just a second, and then we're going to put this down. So I hope everybody's having a good night. I apologize, I just kind of started out with my project and didn't really talk a whole lot, but hopefully you saw Diane's presentation from yesterday. If you didn't, you can go back and watch it, as always. I am on today, obviously, and then Maureen is going to be on tomorrow. The schedule is in the pinned comments, or pinned post on the group page, so you can reference that if you want to kind of see who's on each day. Okay, so that, and then I'm going to glue up my little spider also. And put him on the spider web, him or her. I'm going to let him dry while we're doing the inside here. I may put a little Wink of Stella on him to make him shimmer a little bit. So for the inside, all I did was, actually we're going to stamp a little bit on that, so I'm going to just move that up, let it dry, bring the black back in. And I have the Happy Halloween from this set. Just going to put that right there. And on my sample, I kind of I put like, wow, I'm losing words tonight. I used my blender brushes and made that a little dark too. I'm going to leave this one just plain white. But I am going to put some cobwebs on the inside. Just kind of tuck it so it's underneath this greeting little section here. So add a little more glue to that. And we're going to set it down here in the corner. Gosh. Add a little dog hair to that card. I'm sure people will appreciate that. And then we're just going to put this down. I think I maybe even cut this fourth one out, thinking I would do the same thing, so as I kind of mimic the front, so let me do that. So that there's two of them. It's getting sticky. Making a mess. Glue does that sometimes. And I've got a little piece of the punch out here that I need to get rid of. Goodness gracious. Alright. I'll go the other way. Okay, now we're going to stamp or tack this down with some glue. So it looks like we've got cobwebs coming out from underneath. Try to get it centered. Oop, it's a little crooked. Boy, sometimes when I don't have my head right over the card, I can really get things off kilter. Let's see, is it straight now? It's better, I guess. Oh goodness. Okay, so that's that, and then we gotta add some bling. Get this out of the way. Messiness. The fun bling that comes, where is it hiding? There's two Halloween bundles or suites that are in the online exclusives, and so this is where you will find this bundle is online, and this group of embellishments called Shimmer Star Foam Stickers is actually connected to the other suite, but it obviously works well because it's all the same coloring that we use for other Halloween things, purple and black and white and all that stuff. So I put black on the other one, but I think I'm going to do a little purple bling on this one. Put a star there. And the one thing I was going to tell you too, these are foam, so you have to be a little careful. They're poofy. I don't know if I'll be able to show you on camera how well that you can see that or not, but they're kind of thick, but they are squishy. So I think you could still mail them pretty well. That they're going to squish down and not be poking through your paper. But you have to kind of put however you're picking them up off of the sheet, you got to make sure you get that adhesive, otherwise they'll peel apart a little bit. But they are really cute. So tuck those back in there, put them away, and there's that. Let me grab my Wink Estella just to add a little bit more sparkle to my spider. Gosh. I like that. You could probably do this to the web too. That'd be kind of fun, but I won't take the time to do that. Sometimes I think of new ideas way after the fact of getting my project done. So when that dries, it'll be really pretty and shimmery. Alright, there is my card for tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed that. hopefully you make some Halloween cards and send those out to people. Let me show you, here's the original with the black. That's about the only, oh, I added one more spider up on this one, but I think it still looks all right. And then here's an alternative. This is a non-Halloween card, obviously, but using the same set. I just used the brick embossing folder. These embellishments are the 2025, 27 in color pearls, flat pearls. And this is where I used the photopolymer stamp that is normally a straight line, and then curved it to make its shape match that die. So again, if you didn't see that tip, go back and watch the video that I posted earlier today, and that will show you how to do that. And then I just left it blank on the inside. So this is the other background stamp, and then just some designer series paper for the under layer. So I really like those labels. I think they'll use them for more than Halloween. So great set. Alright, let me know if you have questions. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Like I said, I'm going to be on vacation, but I'll respond to as many comments as I can, because I know a lot of you are going to be watching on replay, and because it is in the middle of the night for many of you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Maureen is going to be on tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing everybody else's presentations. Hope you have a good one.